Hello, this is Unit 5, Lesson 3. Our learning objective is I can divide whole numbers. We are going to be focused on adjusting estimated digits that are too high or too low and recognizing how to handle each case. We will also be solving some word problems for which division requires different kinds of adjustments. What exactly is an adjustment? What vocabulary words should you know and use? Change. Adjustment is a change in estimated quotient because you overestimated or underestimated. Underestimate is an estimate that is too small and needs to be adjusted up. An overestimate is an estimate that is too large and needs to be adjusted down. We need to adjust our quotient because we cannot change the divisor. All right, first we're going to review. In Lesson 2, we solved some division problems in which estimation gave a digit that was too large. See the example below. What should we do in this case? So if I was dividing 3,509 by 54, I would round 54 to 50. So for my estimate, now 5 goes into 35 7 times. So I'm going to think there's 7. My estimate is 7. But when I multiply 7 by 54, I get 378. I insert vocabulary word correct. I overestimated. So what should I do? That's right. We should try the next lower digit. So my 7, I should try 6. And when I try 6 and multiply it by 54, I get 324, which I can subtract. And when I do subtract that, I get 26. Ooh, purple, pretty. 26 is less than 54. I am good. So when I overestimate, I erase it and adjust it down 1. Now, what if we underestimate a factor? We're going to use an estimated strategy to solve the first step of the following division problem. So first, you're going to round 85 to the nearest tens, then try to solve one digit at a time. Go ahead and do that, and then unpause when you're done. Welcome back. Let's take a look at mine. All right, so to get my estimate, I rounded 85 to 90. How many 9s go into 51? There would be 5, so my estimate was 5. But when I multiplied 5 by 85, I got 425, which gave me 93. Now, I knew right away, ding, 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 because I compare, and I should not have a remainder greater than my divisor. So I underestimated. My 5 is too little. So I need to adjust it up. So what happens if in the division we just did, it's also on the top of your page 99, what issue came up? When we multiplied and subtracted, the result is greater than the division. That tells us that we can form at least one more group, and we underestimated. So as we take a look at it, we're not so worried about this side unless you're using that method still, but in our digit by digit. So when 93 became too great, and told me I could take another one, I'm going to adjust my 5 to a 6. And then when I multiplied by, actually, I'm just going to go back and show you. So when I I thought I had it there. Maybe I don't. All right. So I'm going to estimate it. I'm going to change it to 6. 6 multiplied by 85. Well, 6 multiplied by 5 is 30. 6 multiplied by 8 is 48. So 6 multiplied by 80 is 480. 480 plus 30 is 510. So I would erase this, but obviously I cannot on here. And that gives me a remainder of 8. 8 is less than 85. I'm good. So I bring down my 5. 85 divided by 5 is 1, which is 85. And I have 0 remainder. So that is adjusting my quotient, because I cannot adjust my divisor, up 1 because of an underestimate. So when we estimate with a number that is too big, we have an overestimate. We have to erase and change the number. When we estimate with a number that is too small, we have an underestimate. Do we always have to erase? And I would say yes. We do have to erase because we need the right number of groups for each place value. Our divisor will not change, so we have to change our estimate. All right, go ahead and solve each of these division problems. You will probably need to adjust one or both of the estimated numbers. All right. So as we take a look at these, obviously I hope you paused and waited. Now I'm going to think of 56 as 60. I hate writing with this. I'm going to find a way to cure that. How many? Okay, 56 does not go into 4, does not go into 40. How many 56s into 403? No idea. How many 6s in 40? Well, 7 times 6 is 42, so 7 would be too many. There would be 6, because 6 times 6 is 36. So I think there's 6 56s. 6 multiplied by 50 is 300. 6 multiplied by 6 is 36. I get 336. As I subtract, I think I'm going to count up. 4 more makes 340. 60 more makes 400. And 3 more would make 403. So 67. Bing, 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 bing. 67 is too large. I underestimated. I need to adjust up 1 more. So I'm going to erase my 6 and erase my 67 and adjust up 1 to 7. 7 multiplied by 6 is 42. 7 multiplied by 5 is 35, plus the 4. I'm sorry, I erased the wrong thing there, didn't I? I forgot to erase all that. 7 multiplied by 6 was 42. 7 multiplied by 5 is 35, plus the 4 is 39. And I can subtract that. 3 subtract 2 is 1. 40 subtract 39 is 1. 11 as a remainder is okay. So now I can continue on, bring down. Now divide again. 112 divided by 56. Well, there is 1 6 in 11. So I think there's 156 in 112. 156 is 56. 12 subtract 6 is 6. 10 subtract 5 is 5. Whoa, 1 more. I can get 1 more 56 out. In fact, I can get exactly 1 more, so I'm just going to adjust it, but I'm not going to do the work. I'm just going to adjust it up 1 more. Adjust my quotient up 1 more. Boom. And I know that 1 more 50. Whoop. It was 1 before. That didn't make it up 1 more, did it? Up 1 more would be 2. All right, let's try this one. 77, I'm going to think of as 80 there aren't any 77s in 4. I'm going to have a 2-digit quotient. So I don't know how many 77s in 4 and 79. So how many 8s in 47? Well, I know that 6 times 8 is 48. So I think there's 5. There's 5 80s. So I think there's 5 77s. 5 multiplied by 7, 7. I'm going to pull that one on the side and just do it just for fun. 7 times 5. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 7 is 35, plus 3 is 38. 385. Well, I did not overestimate because I can subtract that. Four and 9. Bing, bing, bing. But I did underestimate. So I'm going to have to adjust it so I can get rid of all this. And if I underestimate, I have to adjust up. So my 5 needs to become a 6. So as I adjust it to a 6, 77 multiplied by 6 is 42. And 42 and 4 are 46. 462. Oh, that looks better. And 17 left. 17 is less than 77, so I'm good. Let's bring down the 1. Now, 171 divided by 77. I'm going to think how many 8s in 17 are 2. So let's give 2 a try. 2 groups of 77. That one's a little bit easier. I don't think I need to write it on the side. Double 70 is 140. Plus another 14 would be 154. I did not overestimate, so I can subtract here. Let's make that a 6. On group 1 to get 10 more, 11 subtracts 4 is 7. And I have 17 left again. So did not have to adjust that one. Let's do number 4. 18 rounds to 20. There aren't any 18s there. I'm going into 79. Don't know how many 18s in 79, but I know how many 2s there are in 7 are 3. So I'm going to try 3. 3 18s is 24, 54. Subtract. And I get 25 left. Ding, ding, ding. I underestimated. I can get another 18 out of there. So instead of 3, I'm going to try and say I can get at least one more. I'm going to say I can get 4. 4 18s is 72. Subtract and I get 7. Bring down the 8. Now, using my estimate again, the 2 would tell me there's 3, but right here I know 4 18s is 72. I know I can get 4 more, so I'm going to adjust it right away. 4 18s are 72. Subtract and I get 6. Use the multiplication you've done earlier to help you with that to make your adjusted estimate. So that one ends up having a remainder of 6. Okay, so now we've had a little practice adjusting some quotients. What kind of divisor do you think is most likely to produce an estimated number that needs to be adjusted? So right now you should come up with some ideas of what kind of divisor here do you think is most likely to come up with one where you have to adjust? Okay. And hopefully you've shared with somebody some of your theories. Do numbers 5 through 8 to test your theory. All right. So by now you should have completed 5 through 8. And let's take a look at doing them quick. I'm not going to draw my bubble because it's so hard to draw stuff. I'm going to think of this as 40. There's no 41s. Okay. How many 41s in 258? Well, how many 4s in 25 are 6? 6 multiplied by 41 is 246. As I subtract, I get 12. 12 is less than 41. I do not need to adjust. Bring down my 3. 123 divided by 41, there are 3 4s. 3 multiplied by 43 is 123. It's not, I didn't overestimate, in fact, or underestimate. So in this one, I did not have to adjust. That's supposed to say adjust. In fact, I'm going to get rid of that. I'm just going to write no. $34. So when I round 34, I'm going to round it to 30. Are there any 34s in 1? No. Any 34s in 15? No. So how many 34s in 152? Well, I know there's 5 3s, so I'm going to try 5. 5 multiplied by 34 is 170. Bing, 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 bing. I overestimated. I'm just going to write over just because it's so hard. When we overestimate, we need to erase and adjust our quotient down 1 from 5 to 4. 4 multiplied by 34 is 136. Gives me 12 left. 12 is less than 34, so I'm good. Bring down my 5. 125 divided by 34. Well, I know there are 3 12s in 30, but I'm sorry, there's 4 3s in 12, so I think there's 4 30s in 125, but I know there's not 4 34s because that was 136. So that would have been another overestimate. I need to adjust it down 1 to 3. 3 multiplied by 34 gives me 102. Subtract, and I get 23. So far, 41 did not cause me to have to adjust, but 34 did. Let's try 29. 29 I'm going to think of as 30. There aren't any 29s here, but there are 29s in 92. There are how many 3s in 9? There are 3, so my estimate would be 3. When I multiply 29 by 3, get 57. No, I don't. I get 77, sorry. I subtract, I get 15. Do I have to adjust? No, I'm okay. Bring down my 8. Divide 158 by 29. I say how many 3s are in 15? There's 5, so I think there's 5 29s. 5 multiplied by 29 is 145. I did not overestimate. And I get a remainder of 13. So no, I did not have to adjust. So far, 41 and 29 I did not, but 34 I overestimated. 16, I'm going to round to 20. 1 does not divide by 16. 14 doesn't divide by 16. How many 16s in 146? Again, no idea. So I'm going to think how many 2s in 14? There are 7. 7 multiplied by 16. 7 multiplied by 6 is 42. 70. 7 multiplied by 10 is 70. Plus the 40 make 112. When I subtract, I get 34. Ding, ding, ding. I can get more out of there, can I? So I'm going to adjust up. I'm going to adjust up from 7. And wait a minute. I know there's more than 1 16 and 34. There's 2 more. So I'm going to adjust not only up to 7, I'm going to adjust up to 8. Or up to 9. 9 multiplied by 6 is 54. I better do it on the side. I don't know my 16 so well. 9 multiplied by 6 is 54. 9 multiplied by 1 is 9. Gives me 14. 144. So originally I did underestimate, so I better write under here. But now I'm good. Bring down the 1. Now, I know there's 1, 16, and 21, but if I didn't and I used my rounded 2, I'd think there's 10 of them in there. Oh, no, there's 1, 2. So I would just say 1. It works all right. 1, 16. And when I subtract, I get 5. So now let's take a big picture look. So 41 and 29, no adjustment. 34, 16, I had to adjust. So what do I notice about these divisors that's different about these divisors? Okay, hopefully you notice this. I notice this when I rounded, this is close to 40. I only rounded down 1. Or here I only rounded up 1. But here, it was almost right in the middle, wasn't it? I had a 4 here. I rounded down 4. Or here I had a 6 here. I rounded up 4. When I rounded more, the more I rounded my divisor, the better chance I had of getting one I had to adjust. So what kind of divisor is most likely to lead to an estimated number that is wrong. How can you adjust for those cases? A divisor with a 4, 5, or 6 in the ones because it is farther from the estimate. Adjust an overestimate 1 less and an underestimate 1 greater. So when I had a 4 or a 6, a 4, 5, or 6, my overestimate, I had to adjust down 1. My underadjustment, I actually had to adjust up 2. Ones that weren't a 4, 5, or 6, less likely to have to adjust. Now you have some mixed practice to do. So go ahead and follow these. Number 10, Hector is packing 1,375 oranges in crates that hold 24 oranges each. Tell how many crates he will fill. Tell how many oranges he'll have left over. Go ahead and do this page. Okay, now I will show you mine. I'm doing 1,375 divided by 24. And there aren't any 24s in 1. No 24s in 13. How many 24s in 137? No idea. Thinking of it as 20. Uh-oh, I have a 4. There's a chance that this is going to be not a good estimate. How many 2s in 13? There are 6. 6 multiplied by 24. Well, I know 6 multiplied by 25 is 150. So 150 subtract 4 would be 144. Ding, 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 ding. Overestimate. Too much. So I'm going to bring my 6 down 1 to a 5. 5 multiplied by 24 is 120. When I subtract, I have 17 left. That is less than 24, so I can bring down and continue. How many 24s in 175? Well, how many 2s in 17 are 8? So my estimate is 8. 8 25s is 200. So 8 24s would be 200 minus 8, or 192. Bing, ding, 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 ding. 192 is too large. So I overestimated. I have to adjust this down from 8 to 7. 7 multiplied by 24. 25 multiplied by 7 is 175. So 175 minus 7 is 168. And I know that that's 7 because I just did that in my head. So how many crates will Hector fill? He's going to fill 57 crates. And how many is he going to have left over? How many oranges? 7. And I should label crates and oranges, but it's so hard for me to write. I think you'll forgive me. I'm going to get that out of our way. Skateboards sell for $76 each. This week, the store holds $5,396 worth of skateboards. How many skateboards were sold? So I have to take the $5,396 and find out how many groups of $76 are in there. Uh-oh. I'm rounding up 4, so that's at 6. Probably going to make me adjust it. No 76 and 5, no 76 and 53. So I'm starting here. How many 8s in 53? Is 6. 6 multiplied by 76. I did not overestimate. Let's subtract and see if I underestimated. Oh, I did underestimate. So I'm going to erase that. I'm going to do the shortcut way of just, and take one more and take out 7 of them. $49.53. That does look better. 532. As I subtract, I get 7 left. 7 is less than 76, so I'm good. As I bring down 76 divided by 76, actually I know that's 1. 176 is 76. I have nothing left over. Read my question again. How many skateboards were sold? 71 skateboards. I'm not going to try and write it, but you would write skateboards. All right. Ashley's dog, Tuffy, eats 21 ounces of food for each meal. Ashley has 1,620 ounces of dog food. We need to know is how many meals will Tuffy have before Ashley needs to buy more dog food? How many ounces of food will be left after the last meal? So here's my ounces. She has 1,620 is her total ounces. And it's going to get divided into meals of 21 ounces. So I don't have any 21s in 1 or 16. So I round to 20. Well, that's a 1, so I didn't really round very much. So I'm hoping my estimate should be pretty close. All right, how many 2s in 16? There are 8. So I think there are 8 21s in 162. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. Bummer, even though it wasn't a 4, 5, or 6, I still overestimated. And I have to adjust down 1 from 8 to 7. Because sometimes it happens. That's part of long division. And that would be 147. I'm going to ungroup 1. I have 15 left. 15 is less than 21. I'm good. Bring down. How many 2s in 15? There are 7 again. 7 groups of 21, I remember, is 147. Not too large or too small. I have 3 left. 3 is less than 21. How many meals will Tuffy have before Ashley needs to buy more food? There were 77 groups of 21, so that's 77 meals. Pretend I write meals here. And how many ounces were left? These were the ounces she had. These were the ounces she has left at the end. 3 ounces. So, solve an exit slip. You can estimate and check to be sure you are correct. So 4,306 divided by 73. Go ahead and do that. And here's the check. First, I rounded to 70. That would say I had 6, but 6 groups of 73 were 438 overestimated. So I adjusted down. 5 groups of 73 were 365. I had 65 less. That was okay. So then I estimated there was 9 73s and 656. But when I multiplied, it was 1 too many. So I had to adjust down again to 8. 8 73s were 584. And I had 72 remaining. Good luck with lesson 3. Thank you.